Today we're going to install a jerry can holder on our truck camper jack brackets. We've just gotten a little too low on gas at a few places like Death Valley, the Applegate-Lassen Trail, and the Dempster Highway. We also want to carry a water jug, probably 95% of the time. We use it to supplement the drinking water supply in the camper on most of our trips when we really don't need extra fuel. And we wanted an accessible spigot for getting water from outside the camper. Can we do all this without spending as much as the commercial products? We think so. Let's give it a try. We purchased this Wavian carrier because it allowed access to a water spigot on the bottom end. So the plan is to attach an 11 gauge steel plate to our jack brackets, about like that, and then attach a Wavian Jerry can holder to that plate about right here. Then we'll put a support underneath here. Here are a few construction details. The back plate is very close to the camper wall and the window, so we used countersunk bolts on the back so they don't hit the window, and a little bit of padding on the back of the plate just to make sure. We attached additional supports bolted to the camper bench overhang to make sure the holder is robust and not all the weight is on the jack brackets. We used two 3/16" structural aluminum angles to do this. 4 heavy bolts firmly attached these bottom supports to the bottom of the overhang. It was a little tight getting the nuts and lock washers under there, but smaller hands did the trick. In one case, I had to cut a round hole to put a washer and nut in place. Finally, the camper exterior trim on the bottom of the overhang is about 1/8 inch above the wood, so we put a spacer sheet between the angles and the overhang bottom to avoid damaging the trim. I modified the Wavian holder to allow it to accept both the 5-gallon Wavian Jerry can and a 3.5-gallon water jug. I did this by making the locking strap that goes down the front of the holder adjustable with 2 bolts and a wing nut that cannot be removed for security purposes. It also required a crude hole and a bent-out tongue in the back plate to catch the latch, similar to the existing one on top. Mine's not so pretty, but it works well. I also made a cover attached to the locking strap that prevents tampering with the large fill cap on the water jug. Since the air vent was on the cap, I had to add a new vent hole with a little stopper. Finally, to keep dust out of the spigot, I attached a furniture leg tip, heated up with a heat gun so that it fits snugly on the spout. A chain holds it when you're getting water. Here you can see the conversion from one jug to the other. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to switch out, but we really probably only do it about 2 to 4 times a year. Let's look at the weight. The steel plate and the Wavian holder are very heavy duty, and I think a little heavier overall than I wanted. I'm already thinking of ways to cut weight, but that might be a later video. Well, how much did all this cost? The Wavian holder was the most expensive component at $75, including shipping, but the total cost is only $153 US, and that beats all the commercially available solutions that I'm aware of, and this DIY approach allowed us to tailor it to our own needs. Of course, if your time is valuable and they meet your needs, you might want to just splurge for a commercial one. Some commercial options are linked in the description along with prices. This fuel can and water jug holder is flexible and very sturdy. We love the convenience of getting water outside the camper or even from the camper doorway. As an added bonus, a little tube pushed onto the spigot can serve as a crude shower, using the water warmed up all day in the black jug. The black jug is nice for warming wash-off water, but we can't see the water level and the holder is too sturdy to shake, so we have a little wooden dipstick we can use to see if we need to refill. Thanks much for watching. I hope this gives you some ideas for your project.